Welcome to the Language Learners Lounge podcast, where we discuss and learn more about the wonderful world of learning foreign languages. The views, opinions, and suggestions mentioned in today's episode are that of the hosts and guests and do not reflect any actual research unless otherwise mentioned or cited. Thank you for listening and enjoy this week's discussion. Marhaban, annyeonghaseyo, bonjour everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Language Learners Lounge. We are so happy to have you guys here today. This being our 10th episode, which is crazy for any of us to believe, and I'm feeling really good right now because I'm actually stationed back at home, which feels a little bit weird because I'm not traveling anymore, and I don't have my water bottle as my microphone stand anymore, but it feels nice to be back in my original setup. So happy to be here with you guys today. My name is Kyler Lopez.
And I'm Joshua Flood. And we
And
are,
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, if each episode was a year, then we'd already make a decade.
Yeah, we've already made it to our 10th episode, which is so wild to us that we have made it this far already. It is crazy, and we thank you all so much for your support in this. This has been an interesting journey to take up, honestly. Like,
Yep.
like I know on my end, trying to keep up with it, despite the craziness in my life, has been interesting, and I don't know what it's like on your end, Joshua, but I know
It's been somewhat crazy.
I imagine probably less crazy than mine, but it's been fun to keep up with this.
Yeah.
It's been fun to keep up with this, fun to learn about all the new connections we've made thus far with the podcast. It has just been a journey, Everything that has happened has been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so for our 10th episode, typically we have like a discussion topic that we talk about as part of like the world of language learning. We actually had a suggestion to share something more from our perspectives of things. So instead of talking about the world of language learning, we're going to be talking about possibly prospective work for Josh and I, and we'll be discussing a very particular question, and that is if there is another language that we don't know, what would be the next one we would learn? And I I haven't really thought about many of the other languages out there, because I know I've been told some of the other ones to learn. Like I've been told Dutch should be one of the next ones I should learn. I haven't looked into it yet, so I can't say anything about
Yeah.
whether or not I'm going to dive into it.
Yeah. There, there's a lot of languages out there, to be honest. And I will say from my experience, eh, when I was working in like a building once, and I was checking quality checking the magazines to make sure they worked in every language, they had the right amount of documents. I saw a lot of languages that you probably have never heard of.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I can't remember one, but there was someone I worked with over the summer who had a Book of Mormon in Pompeian, which I didn't even know that existed. I never got a copy, which is fine.
Wait, Pompeian, like Pompeii?
Yeah,
Or- Huh.
which
I thought
again,
it
again, I,
I
I
thought
didn't
it
even know existed. But
yeah.
he actually demonstrated some of the language to me. I can't replicate it because that was like 3 months ago that he demonstrated it, so I don't remember a lot of it. There was another language that he learned. I don't. That was again like the basics of it, but I don't remember what it was called. If he's listening to the podcast, maybe he might share what it is. But on the top of my head, and for the life of me, I feel bad about it. I can't remember at all what the language is called.
Yeah. I probably eh, yeah, some languages you just forget. Like I can't remember the languages that like looked interesting to me back when I was doing those magazine things, but I don't remember it all, but I do remember seeing them and thinking they were interesting.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I remember for a while I tried taking up Hebrew, and I remember I stopped because I could barely discern the difference between one character and another. So it was like I was mixing up words or phrases because I couldn't completely discern the difference between those. And I want to get back into it, but I'm already at like 26 languages I'm learning, so I'm kind of scared to take up a 27th. I know burnout's a
27.
real thing. I've suffered through it. I don't want to give my brain burnout and then let the rest of my body become slap happy because my brain's not working.
Yeah, that can happen.
It can. I've heard of it happening. I don't want to experience it. That's a lie. I have experienced it before.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know. Those have been like the couple that either I've started or I've looked into. Wow, those have been those are two different things. Ones that I've been told I should start, and then ones I should or ones that I have started but never finished. Dutch and Hebrew. I can't think of any other ones that appeal to me.
I think for me, that one that I've thought of was Polish because
Mm,
I've heard, like, I've seen it every here and there, and it's like it seems like an interesting language.
it is an
The
interesting one.
Though it's also kind of scary because like there's a lot of things where you just see a whole when you look at a lot of Polish words, there's like a lot of consonants that run together, and it's because the
Yeah,
markings have the vowels in it, the vowel
yeah,
sounds in them.
it's
It's
something.
like,
Yeah, that's definitely what threw me off when I started learning Polish, and it was similar to Russian. When I first started learning Russian, I did not expect so many consonants to be smushed together as part of one pronunciation. And you'll actually find a lot of Polish words are the same as some of the words in Russian. So, if you
yeah, I
know,
mean they're both Slavic.
they are both Slavic. The only difference is Polish uses a lot more of the Romanized alphabet, whereas
Hmm.
you look at Russian and they use more of the Cyrillic alphabet. And
Yeah,
so, as
and
long
we've
as you're,
talked about both of
we did,
those in a previous episode, actually.
we did. It was
I
one
would
that you
check
primarily
the
led about like characters and scripts.
So yeah, if you guys want to see those, us talk about the characters, definitely check that episode out. If you want to learn more, maybe you can look it up, or we'll make another episode on it.
We we'll definitely
But
revisit the topic. I'm sure of it. We'll definitely revisit the topic because surely there are other languages that have different characters and scripts that we are completely unfamiliar with. Like Tigrinya is one of those that I've been unfamiliar with. We took a look
yeah,
briefly at the Amharic alphabet, and that's what Tigrinya uses is the Amharic
hmm,
alphabet.
yeah. Which and the Amharic alphabet is like it's not exact, but it's similar to the Arabic alphabet, right?
No,
And
it's not.
no, oh
It's like if you look it up briefly, you will know what I'm talking about when I say the Amharic alphabet. Like it, the nice thing is it doesn't become like cursive style, but what it does do is it does have like small alterations to the character based on the vowel sound you're looking for.
I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now.
So that's like the biggest thing about Amharic. I think Burmese is the same thing. That's another
Kind
one I've
of
been told I should learn is Burmese.
kind of looking at the Amharic one, it kind of makes me think of a lot. There's a lot of letters that look similar to like some Semitic. There's some that look like the Cyrillic, though their different letters go to different ones. But I definitely see some like the one for Q is the same as F, is similar to the F in Cyrillic.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what it is. So that one I actually still don't have completely down yet because of how many characters there are, but I'm still working on it. It's like trying to pay attention to those slight differences in the characters. I
Yeah.
mean, with something like Japanese, it was easy because almost every single character, with the exception of like sa, ki, chi, things like that, those look relatively the same.
I keep messing up with which one's Sa and which one's Chi.
Dude, me too. Me too, all the
Like
time.
which Because the only difference is like which way they're facing.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do I do?
Key is Key is easy, but
Yeah,
then
key's easy because you have two
yeah, you
lines.
get the two lines, but then you have like chi and sa, and it's like which way is one?
Yeah. If you guys don't know what we're talking about,
Look it
look
up.
up the hiragana for sa and chi, and you will know what we are talking about.
You will understand the moment that you see it. When you look up and see chi and sa in the hiragana alphabet for Japanese, you will know what we're talking about here by which way is which for which character. And when you have to memorize that, that's a different story. Now, of course,
Oh,
if you've been speaking it for a long time, of course it's going to be
yeah.
second nature. But when you're like
Yeah.
learning it for the first time, it's a brain teaser.
Oh yeah, and don't forget in katakana, you know the ones with the all those ones with the smiley and then the either one
Oh,
or two
jeez.
uh
Oh,
quotation
jeez,
mark.
those.
Yeah, those are honestly probably even more difficult
Honestly,
if you
yeah.
don't study them.
I
Because
would,
like
I would say
so
that.
they changes whether those two quote unquote quotation marks are facing more towards the top of the smile or the bottom of the smile, or if there's one or if there's two, you know.
Yeah,
And again, if you don't know what we're talking about, look up the kana in Japanese. Is most of it is not bad.
yeah.
It's
Most of it isn't
it's the
bad.
ones that are struggle that you just like, and like you probably can recognize like which ones are similar to each other. So at the very least, you know what they're not. But it's when you think about like the choices of what they are, and you don't, and you have, and again, this is if you haven't memorized it. If you have memorized it, whether you've grown up with it or anything else, then yeah, it's gonna be second nature. But if you don't know it, it's difficult. Kind of like how some people probably get confused with the lowercase b and the lowercase d.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, I think my favorite thing to do or to watch is. I don't mean this in a cruel way. All right, I know everybody has their own struggles when learning English. So before I share the story, I have to say I do not mean the story in a cruel way when I say I enjoy watching it. All right, I, I, it's so interesting watching people who are learning the English alphabet for the first time look at the difference between a B and a D, especially lowercase, because you know, similar to sa and chi in Japanese, they face different directions, and so especially when it's like the younger generation of people who are learning English who, you know, have spoken it but have never like written it out for themselves. And so one of my favorite things back when it was like a big thing to do like the big old L with your hand to determine left or right. And
Yeah.
my my favorite thing was when I was helping to teach that, you know, I would tell them you go this way with B and then you go this way with D, and then just watching them go and then right. And so
Yeah. Typically, what we do in English is typically with the B's, we draw the line first and then the circle. And then with the D, we draw the circle first and then the line. At least that's how I do it.
no, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I used my finger and drew on my desk with my finger just to be sure I actually did it right. It's like in a moment of confirmation, my brain was failing instinct. And so I had to be like, wait, I gotta write out a sample word. B, D, B. Okay, yeah, I do it that way. I am a
Bad.
normal human being for once. So,
Oh, good. I thought you were an alien.
you're not the only one.
I mean, how can a human learn 26 languages?
How can any of us learn that many languages? I mean, us learning however many languages we know is a whole reason this podcast exists, honestly.
Yeah,
Because
it's true.
for one,
Senpai.
for one, it does help us keep up with the languages, no matter how many we have.
Yep.
Two, it also just kind of helps others on their language learning path to show that even though we've got so many languages under our belt, we still struggle.
Yeah.
There are so many episode highlights I have yet to make where I struggled with English, and that is my native language.
Yep. And there'll probably be a whole bunch more.
Oh, plenty more. As
Yeah.
this goes on, there will be plenty more.
Yeah. And there might be times where even my English will fail.
Which is kind of surprising because I think going through all the highlight reels, that's only happened once.
I think so. I think I was just having a really, really bad
It's like
day with English.
it's like 10 episodes later, you've only messed up with English once, and then here I am at least once every episode I have messed up with English.
Ujú. Tú, tú hablas inglés es muy mal.
Sí, es verdad. Es muy verdad.
Sí.
Well, I've shared all the languages I would learn.
All right. So I think I already said
Yeah,
Polish.
you mentioned the Polish, and then that's what kind of started
Um,
the side rail.
yeah, then we went on a whole tangent. Um, I think Hindi is another one I
Hindi is pretty
want
interesting to learn.
to.
Like,
Yeah. So I think other than English, I think isn't that like the biggest language in India?
I think, let me look that up.
I want to at least it's like top three.
I want to say so.
And I'm pretty sure English is pretty big there too, because the British and all that.
All right, so here's what I'm getting. I gotta widen this out a little bit more. This is the entire statistic as far as languages spoken in India. So, top 5 spoken languages in India. Number 1 is Hindi, spoken by 43.6% of the population, which is
Yeah, I was thinking
honestly
it was at least top
significantly
three or
less
something.
than I thought it was going to be, but it was also about as much as I thought it was going to be. Number 2 is
Yeah,
Bengali, only spoken by
Bengali.
a flat 8% of the population. We have something called Marathi,
Bengali.
spoken by 6.9% of the population.
Mm-hmm.
And then Telugu, which I have heard of, spoken by 6.7% of the population. And then we have Tamil, which is spoken by 5.7% of the population. Thank you to Pimsleur. Is it a .com or .org?
I don't know.
It's a .com. So pimsleur.com. Thank you for such wonderful information.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think along with Hindi that I want to learn, I think I'd also would like to learn Farsi, like or
ooh,
Persian.
yeah. Farsi's interesting. Farsi actually uses a lot of the same script as Arabic. Funny enough.
Yeah, which again is another one I want to learn. So yeah, basically, kind of the Arabic, Farsi, and Hindi are definitely the three big ones that I would like to learn one day.
Arabic, Farsi, and Hindi. You got a lot of like cursive style script based languages that you want to learn. I I want to say I commend you, but I'm already down that train way too far now. So
Yeah, I'd say Hebrew also has a decent chunk of cursive, like in things
that's
like
it's
I'd
slightly
say
like
iffy,
cursive.
iffy, but like slightly, only
It
slightly.
definitely is like Arabic where you read it right to left instead of left to right. So it definitely is that way. Now, I don't know about numbers because I know in Arabic with numbers you switch to left to right and then you go right back to reading right to left.
That sounds very confusing.
Oh, you have no idea. First time I ever learned that, I was reading the introduction to the Book of Mormon, which of course has the testimony of Joseph Smith as part of it. But I was
Mm-hmm.
reading the introduction of the Book of Mormon, and I get to where it talks about like I think it's the 1830s or whenever it
Mm-hmm.
was that Joseph started translating the Book of Mormon. It got to the year number, and I'm reading it normally like you would normal Arabic, and I get to the number and I read it, and I've got my phone right next to me to help me correlate the numericals in Arabic with the uh, with what I'm reading, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading it right to left, and I'm reading 9381. Wait, the year 9381. That doesn't make sense, and so that's when I was like, "Do you read it backwards?" And so that's when I started reading it 1839, 1839. Wait, why? And so
Mm-hmm.
that was my introduction to how numbers work in Arabic as far as reading patterns compared to uh, the alphabet reading patterns in Arabic. And
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of a personal bias. It's a little bit easier to read the cursive style of Hindi than it is Arabic. Like,
That's good to know.
I will share that straight up. The nice thing about Hindi is that it keeps a lot of the straight up vowels the same. And the only difference about it is we would, we, I. I don't know who I would be studying with. I have yet to meet somebody who wants to learn Hindi with me. I mean, other than you. You're always going to
Yeah.
learn some sort of language with me. And so
Yep. Basically.
that's kind of what this whole podcast is we just learn languages together,
Mm-hmm.
other than helping others learn languages. But that was one thing that was nice about learning Hindi is, you know, everything kind of connects up at the top of the character for Hindi unless it doesn't have a cap part, of which,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that. But otherwise, every Hindi character, as far as like consonants,
Mm-hmm.
has its own specific design to go with, and which makes memorizing its pronunciation actually just a bit easier. The only thing you have to worry about is the diacritics for, like vowel sounds. That's like the only thing you got to worry about. And then you have an extra diacritic for like the R to worry about. And then another diacritic. I don't know if they call it a diacritic. I don't know. It's like an extra part when you like write out Hindi in text form. There's like an extra. I guess I'll call it a diacritic for now. Somebody else can correct me on this later because I never learned the official
Yeah.
name for what it is, except for I know it's called a Vishrama.
Mm-hmm.
And what it typically does is it cuts out the vowel sound. So basically, if you
Ah.
don't have an already pre-existing vowel sound to a consonant, as it goes throughout the word, it's automatically a short A sound, so an ah sound.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just go throughout that, but if you add in the Vishrama, it eliminates that default sound, and so you just say the two consonants next to each other as they are.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, like I said, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, if Vishrama is not a diacritic. So I'm fine being corrected there.
Yeah.
But that's some of the stuff I know about Hindi.
Yeah. Okay, so I looked up the in which direction Hebrew reads numbers, and don't worry, it is not like Arabic, you read right to left.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank frickin' goodness.
Yeah, that would have been interesting if you didn't.
Now I know Hindi reads left to right, and the number patterns stay the same. You read the
To be
numericals the
honest,
same
I
way.
think most languages read left to right.
Yeah,
Most do.
yeah. It's like Japanese. It kind of varies on which piece of literature you pick up that the
Yeah, it
reading
depends.
pattern is.
Typically when it's like up to down, it's more of like what sections you read right to left. Uh, Left, but it's more of like when you read right to left, it's more of like you're reading from top to bottom, and then you go to the next line in from right to left. And that but normally when I see it like online or something, it's almost always left to right.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah. Otherwise, languages like Arabic, you're going to get the right to left reading pattern. What are the languages that I know that have the right to left reading pattern? Sometimes Japanese does.
Sometimes.
Korean doesn't. Chinese, I know for sure doesn't.
Yeah, those two do not. Russian does not.
Greek does not.
Does not. I honestly don't think there's a lot.
I don't think so.
Let me look this up.
Yeah, I was about to say
So
another research session here. Like,
I'd say the only ones I can think of that like definitively read right to left F is Arabic and Hebrew and like a third not Chinese, Japanese, but like that even with the Japanese, they don't normally do that. It's
yeah,
only it's only I'd say it's more like top. I'd say it's more closer to top to bottom, and then like you skip lines. It's more like how we read like left to right, top to bottom. To them, it's more like top to bottom, right to left.
yeah.
Whenever that happens, kind of similar to that. That's what it's like more of.
Mm-hmm.
But so like when you read a sentence, it'll go top to bottom. When you get to the next line, you
And then you
actually will go to the
move.
left. Kind of like how when we read a sentence, we go left to right, and then we'll go to the next. Then we go from top to bottom to the next line,
Yeah,
basically. Okay.
yeah.
What
I've
languages?
noticed that about Japanese a lot. That it'll do something like that. That it'll start, top to
Oh,
bottom and then
okay.
move gradually to the right.
Okay, so
Ooh, hit it.
what I got is we have Arabic,
Yeah,
Aramaic, Azeri, a, when it's written in
Assyrian.
Arabic script. I, hold on, let me share my screen.
I was about to say. I was about to say. So I caught Amharic. I caught Arabic. You said Assyrian.
I didn't say Amharic, I said Aramaic.
Aramaic. Ooh, okay. So
So
that's
yeah, Jesus's language.
yeah. I was about to say that's something I haven't looked at before.
So yeah, we have
We got
we
all right.
have
Arabic,
Arabic,
Aramaic, Azeri. Okay.
Zeri, when written in Arabic script. Um, we have Divehi, Divehi, something like that.
I don't know. I'm not
Maldivian and Fula and Adlam or Arabic script. We have Hebrew. We already knew that. We have
Kurdish.
Kurdish and Sorani dialect and Arabic script. And Ko. And Farsi actually reads right to left, apparently.
I would. I knew Farsi would because of the fact it uses the Arabic
Yeah,
script.
that makes sense.
So I knew
And
that.
then we have Rohingya, Syriac, and Urdu. Yeah.
Really,
There's no
Urdu.
Japanese and there's no Japanese on here. I kind of expected that because again, it's not really reading from right to left, a sentence right to left. It's reading a sentence top to bottom and then moves a section to the right. It reads the lines from right to left. That's what I've seen. Though
Yeah.
sometimes online I would see like a left to right, but yeah.
Wow. I didn't expect Urdu to be up there. Honestly, what kind
Yeah,
of script does
Urdu.
Urdu use? I'm gonna take a look at that. Let's see,
Yeah, we'll look
Urdu
this up.
script. It right to left reading, left to right. Or wow, I am reading it right to left, even though it's completely in the English alphabet. I am reading it right to left. So the Urdu script is a right to left writing system with 38 to 40 letters. It is an extended version of the Perso-Arabic script and is usually written in the following Nastaliq calligraphic style. Oh, it really is using a lot of similar characters to Arabic.
Yeah.
It's just got
The word
some of their
Urdu
own too.
written in the Urdu alphabet. Yeah, it
It's
very
actually kind
much
of
is.
fascinating to look at.
And it's also its parents are includes Arabic and Aramaic. What else in that? Antique.
That was pretty. That was pretty snappy to look at.
Yeah.
So some fun, interesting languages are up ahead for us if we ever decide to take those up.
Yep. That's a lot.
I mean, you definitely got yourself a handful because you've got ones that don't particularly have Romanized characters, and they're cursive style characters. So you got
Yeah.
a few more things to learn with their characters. It's not going to be that much of a brain teaser if you really put your mind to it. I will say that.
Yeah. I will say, so I've said Polish, those three cursive-ish languages, and then another one I would like to learn is Norwegian. I've looked at it a little bit.
Yeah, I've started learning Norwegian. I'm not very good at it right now, but I've
Same
started
thing.
it, and I can at least say the basics, like basic words. I still need to get my hands on like Norwegian literature so I can like put English side by side with Norwegian and start like going back and forth. That's usually my big ticket strategy for it.
Yeah. I think I have a like Norwegian Bible somewhere.
I thought you were about to pull out a Norwegian notebook, and I was about to
No.
walk away from my seat.
No, 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 not today.
I think I remember very clearly what that day was like.
Yeah, I still have more, but a lot of them are in storage at my parents' house, so
That's rough.
down for it.
I know I've got an Arabic Bible. I actually got it recently.
Nice. Do you have the Quran in Arabic?
I have the Quran in English. I don't have the Quran in Arabic just yet.
Yeah, I think it would be cool if you could get the Quran in Arabic so you can read it
Now,
in its original
now I
language.
have read part of the Quran in its original Arabic, so I have done that, and that scared some people because they were not expecting me to do that. But
Yeah.
I myself do not have the Quran in Arabic. I have it in English
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, if you guys remember, I think it was last episode, you mentioned the guy that you scared with the Sanskrit.
Yeah, it was that same moment where I approached a Muslim booth that had the Quran in its native Arabic, and I read like a sentence, and the guys didn't flip out nearly as much as these Indians did, but he still like sat back and was like, "Whoa, you can do that!" Like,
Yeah.
now of course he didn't
It's a,
say it in those exact tones, but that's like the general idea of what his reaction was like. And then of course
why
your typical "Where did you learn to speak Arabic?" type question
yeah.
came out.
All right, so here's my Norwegian Bible. Honestly, when I first picked it up, I thought it was Swedish for
I
some
mean,
reason.
I don't blame you. Some Norwegian words are actually very much the same between Norwegian and Swedish. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean they're both Scandinavian, so
Yeah. Man,
along with
it's always fun to
Danish.
take a look at the roots of different words.
Yeah. And then I learned it was like Norwegian when I kept seeing the O's with the slash. It was like, that's not in Swedish. And it's like, oh wait, no, this is probably more likely Norwegian. I mean, unless it's Danish, but I don't think it's Danish. It's Norwegian.
I don't know.
Yeah. So it's like Ogla os så för flyt flyter för Guds ark i Kittilos för i saus dagar spurte vi ika efter den. I mean, I probably botched that, but that was
I
just,
don't know. I kind of zoned out in the middle of it.
yep,
You know that like moment where you like zone out so much, like literally everything stops and you like stop breathing. Also,
yeah.
that was the kind of zone out I had for like a brief moment here. You were like reading it, and I was still like listening. I wasn't like catching anything, but I was like still listening. But I was like staring straight at the screen, like straight at my screen, and then it was like partway through. I was like, Oh yeah, we're recording. And I was like,
Yeah, well, it happens.
it happens. Crap happens.
Yep. A lot of crap happens on this show,
Oh
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, it does.
If you want to see for more craziness, like and subscribe.
You know, when they do watch the video versions on YouTube, you are going to see a lot of what happens live and in person between Josh and I. I mean, yes, we meet virtually, but it's still a lot of like some great, wacky combination of what actually feels like when we were meeting one on one. Like
Yeah.
when we would have our regular one on one interactions, like live and in person. This is still what it feels like right here.
Yeah.
The only difference
You'd be
is
surprised.
Yeah, the only difference is you guys actually get to hear it as opposed to it being only for a select group of people.
Yep.
So, that's you know what just came to my mind right now?
What?
The very amusing thought I had at one point to take up the Duolingo course for Klingon.
Oh yeah, isn't that the one with isn't that from Star Trek?
Yeah, that's from Star Trek.
Yeah.
I don't remember what prompted me to do this, but I remember I got onto Duolingo and was like, why not? I saw the Klingon. I remember laughing at myself and I'm like, well, let's just go for it. Let's see it.
Honestly, not gonna lie, I wish they had Elvish from Lord of the Rings.
That would be funny.
Yes.
That. I feel like they get a lot of stuff out of that. Duolingo, if you're listening, consider that. All right?
Yeah,
You got
Elvish from
Klingon,
Lord of the
get
You
Elvish
got
up there.
Yeah, you have Klingon. I think you have like how High Valkyrie. Isn't that
High Valkyrian, yeah.
High Valkyrian? Isn't that like from Game of Thrones?
I think so.
I think so.
I'm
I
not
haven't
very
watched
versed
that
with
show.
Game of Thrones, so I don't
Me
know.
neither. So
So I don't know where
all
that
I
was from.
know is that it was a surprisingly big show for people, and like the ending was like terrible for them. I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard the same things too. So
Yeah,
I don't know what the buzz is.
me neither.
I just know they got Klingon, they got High Valkyrian. Why not add Elvish? Why not add
I mean, why not?
Geonosian?
That would be interesting, actually.
You add any one of the Star Wars languages up there. I guarantee you some nerd is going to automatically book that in their Duolingo for absolutely no reason except to show it off like a convention.
Yeah,
Like, can you just imagine you just go to a convention and you run into somebody? You don't even know if they speak English, Spanish, Japanese, German. You don't know any of that. You just go up to them, just a random stranger, like just casually dressed like in what I'm wearing, jeans and a t-shirt, just holding a lightsaber, just walking around the convention, and then first thing you hear is, "Hey, can I speak to you in your native language?" And he's like, "I guarantee you don't know what my second language is." "No, I'm pretty sure I do." "All right then." And he starts speaking like full-blown Kaminoan, and the poor guy's just sitting there like, "Huh?" I'm not cutting out that pause in editing, all right? The pause is necessary.
yeah, it really is.
The pause there is necessary for that kind of tension because you know if that were to happen, that's the exact kind of awkward pause you're going to get in that moment.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, what did you just say?
Mm-hmm.
For all you know, you could have swore me and my family out.
Could have. Or if you're lucky,
Nice.
you got that Star Wars nerd who will recognize the language, but unfortunately cannot communicate back.
Oh, I just thought of something crazy. What if someone and like spoke Ent, like from Lord of the Rings, and then you just see, and it's just like, hey, what other languages do you speak? Oh, I speak Ent. Can you say hello? And
That
then you speak.
that would be interesting. There's actually a movie I used to watch a lot as a kid that I now really only turn on for background noise. I actually still really enjoy it as an adult, funny enough. It's not one of the leading popular movies that I don't think many people will know. It's got Eddie Murphy, it's got Jeff Garlin, it's got Steve Zahn in it. It's called Daddy Daycare. Steve Zahn's character, his name is Marvin. He is a huge Trekkie. Like, there's quite a few scenes where he's wearing like a Star Trek style uniform.
As long as he's not wearing red, he should be fine.
It's a yellow one.
Oh, okay. So what is he, Captain Kirk?
I have no idea. I just know that his character is this big Trekkie, and he runs into this kid who, for the longest time, Eddie Murphy and Jeff Garlin's character, Charlie and Phil, are their names. Not respectively, but reverse them. So Eddie Murphy is Charlie, Jeff Garlin is Phil. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So Charlie and Phil, they've been trying their whole time running this at-home daycare, trying to figure out what the fetch that kid is saying. And then in comes Marvin with their final paycheck after they've been laid off of a job. And he runs into this kid, and they are speaking perfect Klingon with one another. And, you know, props to Murphy and Garland for accurately portraying the complete confusion someone would have when there's a mutual understanding between two people who speak a different language. Like,
Yeah.
it was flawless. And also, one of the most random moments in that movie is having the Trekkie speak with this random, I think 6 or 7-year-old kid who somehow speaks perfect Klingon. I don't know. The movie,
I'm guessing his parents were baked Trekkies.
I don't know. It's never explained. It's never explained in the movie what happened to the kid that makes him speak so much Klingon. I just know that in the movie, he's speaking Klingon to Charlie and Phil for the first time in the movie. At least it's obviously probably not the first time he's spoken it in his life in the story, but at least on screen in the movie, it's his first time that he's speaking it to Charlie and Phil, and to the audience, obviously. And so that's when Charlie's like, "Yeah, what's he saying?" And the mother's just like, "Gosh, I have no idea." But the doctors say it's just a phase, and so,
I see. I guess the kid's the Trekkie.
That's the only information we get about the kid. From then on, up until you get that interaction with Marvin, you don't know that it's Klingon. Unless you turn on the subtitles, then it says Klingon. But before then, you don't know it's Klingon. And so, that's just kind of a fun moment they have. I need to rewatch it or actually pay attention to it again, because I don't remember if they ever explain if that kid ever watches that much Star Trek. I just know Marvin has that question of how much Star Trek has that kid watched, and their only response is clearly way too much.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna.
I haven't seen that movie, so I don't. So I can't say any other.
I would recommend it if you're looking for like a fairly wholesome but also a nonsensical comedy to laugh at. It's pretty fun. Like, I remember first time watching it, I was on the floor laughing. Even as an adult, I still laugh at many of the jokes they make in it. It's relatively cheesy in some parts, but it's just comedic all around. You got like two unemployed dads who are trying to run a daycare center from like bare nothing. So it's pretty fun to watch that journey take place, the story, and some good comedy out of that one. Now it's not top 10 on my movie list, but it's definitely up there on one of those I would recommend watching if you want like a good laugh.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Now, I myself, I don't think I'll take back Klingon, but I still have it in my Duolingo registry as that was a fun for kicks and giggles thing I did.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want to have those little kicks and giggles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was an interesting discussion. It's very clear I've run out of options as far as languages I want to learn next, but we got into some fun discussions about different other languages in the process too.
Yep. And there's always, as you go along, you'll keep everybody will find something that interests them.
Oh,
Especially
always.
if you go down in a language rabbit hole, you'll probably find something that interests you.
I know those a little too well.
Yep.
Well,
Those Asian languages, the Semitic languages, the other languages, like the Cyrillic ones, Slavic.
oh
When you
yeah.
learn one, you'll be interested in the rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, very easily. Well, that is where we got to close off the episode. Well, great discussion for our 10th episode.
Yep.
We have reached a big milestone here. That is very exciting, honestly. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. If you have a suggestion for what you want us to discuss, please leave us a message either through our email or through social media. Thank you again for joining us, and we hope you sit with us again in the Language Learners Lounge.